The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalm 18 verse 2. Have you ever asked yourself, what am I really leaning on to live each day? There are mornings when I wake up and everything looks exactly the same as yesterday. The same job, the same concerns, the same responsibilities, but inside, something feels completely different. Some days I feel steady. Other days I feel so fragile that a single message, a glance, or an old memory is enough to make my heart waver. I used to believe that if I were strong enough, capable enough, persistent enough, then I would stand firm. But the longer I walk through life, the more I realize this truth. Human strength has limits. And there are days when what I need is not more strength, but a place to lean. It is precisely on days like these that Psalm 18 verse 2 comes to me like a gentle reminder. I was not created to carry everything alone. I am invited to lean on God, not as an abstract idea, but as a real rock in my life. I am an ordinary person, like so many others. I grew up with faith, but that faith has not always been strong. There were seasons when I was very confident in myself, believing that as long as I tried hard enough, everything would be fine. I threw myself into work, into responsibilities, into the expectations of family and society. I became used to being the one who was okay, the one who was reliable, the one who always said, "I'm fine." And yet, I was also the one lying awake at night, worrying about the future, about finances, about strained relationships, about the quiet feeling that I was never quite enough. There were times when I was so tired that I didn't even want to explain to anyone how I was feeling. And in that exhaustion, I came face to face with a difficult truth. I had been leaning too much on myself. Psalm 18 verse 2 does not speak of a distant or abstract God. It uses very concrete images: rock, fortress, shield, stronghold. These are images of protection, of safety, of a place that does not collapse when pressure comes. As I read this psalm, I found myself asking, when was the last time I truly felt safe? Not safe because everything was going well, but safe even while things were still unresolved. Perhaps you are like me. There are days when everything on the outside seems to be functioning, yet inside there is constant unease. We can have plans, backups, strategies for the future, and still carry a deep fear. What if things don't turn out the way I hope? The Lord is my rock. A rock does not shift with my emotions. A rock does not weaken when I do. A rock does not disappear when I doubt. This truth touches me deeply because I realize that so much of my anxiety comes from leaning on things that change easily. Other people's opinions, approval, work results, even my own emotional state. On days when I feel strong, I think I'm fine. On days when I feel weak, I think I'm about to fall apart. But God is not like that. He is not a refuge only when I am doing well. He is a refuge even when I am not okay. I think back to the hardest seasons of my life, when everything seemed to come at once. Financial pressure, strained relationships, and a deep sense of being lost. I tried to fix everything on my own. I looked for advice, solutions, ways to control the situation. But the more I tried, the more exhausted I became. It was only when I stopped, when I admitted that I did not have enough strength, that I began to sense God's presence in a different way. Not as a miracle that made everything disappear, but as a quiet steadiness beneath everything that was shaking. He is my fortress. A fortress is not decoration. It exists to stand between me and danger. This makes me think about the boundaries in my inner life. There were times when I did not know how to protect myself. I let careless words hurt me for far too long. I let failures define my worth. I let fear guide my decisions. And then I wondered why I was so drained. Through this verse, I understand that leaning on God also means allowing Him to stand between me and what harms me, instead of facing everything alone. He is my shield. A shield does not remove the battle, but it keeps the one holding it from being destroyed. This is deeply true in our lives. Faith in God does not mean I will have no struggles. It means that I do not have to face those struggles exposed and unprotected. Have you ever felt too sensitive to everything? As though even a small criticism could ruin your entire day. I have felt that way. And I realized that when I do not place my life in God's hands, I allow every arrow of life to strike straight at my heart. He is the strength of my salvation. There are moments when I don't need more motivation to push forward. I need to be saved from my own exhaustion. Salvation, for me, is not always something dramatic. Sometimes it is simply being held back from giving up. There were mornings when all I could say was, "Lord, please help me get through today." And strangely enough, that was enough. I didn't need to see the whole path ahead. I just needed strength for the next step. He is my stronghold. A stronghold is the place people run to when danger closes in. I have run to many places. Into work to escape sadness, into social media for distraction, into pleasing others to feel valuable. But none of those places were strong enough. Only when I learned to return to God, even when I had no words, did I begin to experience a different kind of peace. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and enduring. I believe this psalm comes to me today for a reason. It comes at a moment when I feel like I must be stronger than I truly am. It reminds me that I do not need to be the rock for myself. I only need to stay close to the true rock. And when I think of you, the one reading or listening, I wonder, what are you carrying alone? Are you trying to appear okay while something inside you is quietly breaking? If so, perhaps you and I are standing very close to each other in this experience. Faith, for me, is no longer about always feeling certain. Faith is about returning, again and again, to the one who does not change. Some days I pray fervently. Some days I sit in silence. But Psalm 18 verse 2 assures me that God remains my rock, regardless of how I feel. That truth softens my heart, makes me less harsh with myself, and less afraid to face uncertain days. If, as you read this, you feel your heart grow a little heavy, if you recognize yourself in these reflections, I would like to invite you to pause with me for a moment so that we can pray together. Not because we are strong, but because we need something stronger than ourselves. Lord, if at this moment both I and the one listening can be present before you, let us know that we are not alone. I come to you not with confidence, but with all the fatigue, anxiety, and fragility I carry. I thank you for not requiring me to become someone else before drawing near. You are my rock, even when I am trembling. Lord, there are days when my life feels like it is standing on sand, without support. Remind me that you are my fortress. When words, pressures, and expectations wound me, teach me to hide in you. Give me the courage to set boundaries, not out of selfishness, but out of a need to be protected so that I can continue to love. Lord, when I face inner battles, be my shield. Not to make all difficulties disappear, but to keep them from destroying me. When I am weak, remind me that my strength is not my only resource. Teach me to lean on your saving power, one small step at a time, one day at a time. Lord, be my stronghold when I no longer know where to run. When I feel lost, let me find you as a safe place to return to. Teach me how to rest in your presence, without proving, without hiding. I also pray for the one who is listening with me. Whether they are in joy or sorrow, let them feel that you are the rock of their life. Give them enough peace to begin today, not with perfect certainty, but with trust that they do not walk alone. Lord, I do not ask for grand promises. I only ask that you stay near. Teach me, and teach you, the one listening, to lean on you a little more each day. And let that be enough so that we may continue to live, to love, and to hope. Amen. Thank you for being with me today. And if these messages and prayers touched your heart, you're welcome to reflect anything. May God's grace surround you. May His peace fill your home. Rest in His love, walk in His strength, and may tomorrow bring you little renewal, hope, and blessing.